At first glance, narcissists often seem magnetic, charming, confident, and almost irresistible. They are experts at reading a person, at understanding exactly what you need to hear, and at making you feel like you're the most special person they have ever met. They know exactly how to win your trust, make you feel chosen, and sweep you into a world that feels like a fairy tale. This is the beginning of the love-bombing phase, and it is a powerful and deceptive trap. But here's the truth no one warns you about, the truth that will shatter your world. The very same person who once made you feel cherished, adored, and safe can suddenly, and without warning, make you feel invisible, confused, and utterly broken. The grand gestures disappear. The compliments dry up. The emotional intimacy you thought you had vanishes, replaced by criticism and chaos. What starts as a beautiful, magnetic charm eventually collapses into a painful, disorienting chaos. The illusion is gone, and the nightmare begins. And the real question is, why does this profound and heartbreaking shift happen? And how can you spot it before it destroys your peace of mind, your self-worth, and your entire sense of reality? We're going to pull back the curtain on this journey from charm to chaos. And we're not only uncovering the powerful psychology behind this pattern, we'll also talk about how you can protect yourself once the unraveling begins. We'll show you that the chaos isn't a sign of something going wrong. It is a profound and terrifying revelation of who they really are. Stay with me until the end, because the knowledge you will gain will be a powerful tool that will help you heal and will help you to never, ever be caught in this trap again. And here's the scary part. When a mask cracks, the chaos isn't a glitch, it's who they really are. Psychologists and trauma-informed experts describe this initial stage as love bombing or impression management. This is when a narcissist is at their most powerful, when they put on their brightest, most believable mask. They are not acting out of love. They're acting out of a desperate need to secure a source of narcissistic supply. A person who will give them the validation, the admiration, and the adoration they so desperately need to survive. This is a time when the narcissist, 1. Flatters you endlessly. The compliments, the grand gestures, the constant stream of communication. It's all designed to make you feel like a celebrity. They will tell you that you're the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most special person they have ever met. This endless praise is not genuine. It is a powerful form of manipulation designed to create a sense of dependency in you. They are training you to rely on their approval for your sense of self-worth. It feels magical, like you've finally been seen, truly seen for the first time in your life. But that rush of validation is a powerful drug that makes you blind to the red flags. 2. Mirrors your hobbies, values, and dreams. A narcissist is a master of mimicry. They will study you, watch you, and listen to every word you say. They will suddenly develop a passion for your favorite hobbies, agree with all of your core values, and talk about your shared dreams as if they were their own all along. This is not genuine connection. It is a strategy. They are essentially custom-making themselves to fit your ideal partner. This creates a powerful, but ultimately false, sense of destiny and a feeling that you have finally met your soulmate. The truth is, they're simply reflecting your own beautiful light back at you, using your own words against you to create a powerful illusion. 3. Rushes intimacy, making you feel like you've met your soulmate. The speed of the relationship is a major red flag. They will tell you they love you within weeks. They will talk about marriage, a family, and a future together within months. This is a deliberate attempt to rush the relationship and to bypass the natural, slow, and healthy process of building genuine trust and emotional intimacy. They are using future faking to create a fantasy bond, a powerful illusion of a deep and profound connection that doesn't actually exist. They are not building a relationship. They're building a psychological prison, and the bars are made of your own hopes and dreams. It feels magical, almost too good to be true, and that's exactly the point. It is a performance, a new act in the same old play of manipulation and control. Let me ask you, have you ever felt like someone was custom-made for you in the first few weeks or months of knowing them? That rush wasn't destiny. It was a strategy. Because real connection takes time. Only manipulation feels instant. Over time, the narcissist cannot sustain the high-energy performance of their charming mask. The facade is simply too exhausting to maintain forever. And when the mask slips, the profound and painful unraveling begins. This is not a glitch in their behavior. It is a revelation of who they truly are. The shift from charm to chaos is not a change. It is a return to their true, fragile, and deeply insecure self. Here are the devastating shifts you will see as the charming mask begins to slip. 1. Control creeps in. What was once a subtle suggestion will become a demand, a command, a new rule. At first, they might suggest what's best for you, disguised as a compliment. You look so beautiful without makeup, or you're so much better without those friends. Eventually, they will start to dictate your choices, who you can see, where you can go, what you can wear. This is a deliberate attempt to isolate you from your support system, to erode your self-confidence, and to make you more dependent on them. They're trying to get all the narcissistic supply for themselves, and they will go to profound lengths to make sure you're only focused on them. 2. Criticism replaces compliments. That person who once praised you endlessly now finds endless flaws. They will nitpick your appearance, your job, your friends, and your hobbies. This is the devaluation stage, a brutal and psychologically damaging process that is the complete opposite of the love bombing you experienced. The goal is to keep you in a constant state of self-doubt so that you will cling to their approval, so that you will work tirelessly to get a single compliment from them. This constant criticism erodes your self-esteem and makes you profoundly dependent on the very person who is destroying you. 3. Emotional volatility takes over. One moment they're loving, the next they explode in rage or a cold, distant silence. You start walking on eggshells, trying to manage their moods, constantly wondering which version of them you will get. This is intermittent reinforcement, a powerful and insidious form of manipulation that is designed to create a trauma bond. The unpredictability of their behavior creates a powerful psychological addiction, a constant state of anxiety, and a hope that the loving person will return. You become so focused on their moods that you lose sight of your own feelings, your own needs, and your own peace. 4. Gaslighting becomes normal. They will twist your words, deny what happened, and leave you questioning your own memory and sanity. The very person who once validated you now undermines your entire reality. They will tell you that never happened, you're too sensitive, or you're imagining things. This is a powerful form of psychological abuse that is designed to make you question your own mind. It makes you profoundly dependent on their version of reality, a reality that is completely fabricated for their own benefit. You are living in a psychological funhouse, and you are constantly being told that the distorted reflections are the truth. 5. Chaos becomes your normal. As the narcissist's mask continues to unravel, you adapt to the storms. You rationalize, excuse, and hold on to the hope that their charming self will return. You might tell your friends, they're just going through a hard time, or it's not that bad. You start making excuses for their rage and their lies, and you begin to lose touch with who you were before you met them. This is the process of normalizing abuse, a slow but profound psychological shift that makes you accept chaos as your new normal. But deep inside, you know that the person you fell in love with is gone. They were never real. And here's the truth. Chaos isn't the change. It's the revelation. So why does this painful and disorienting shift from charm to chaos happen? Why can't they just stay the charming, kind, and loving person they presented themselves to be? The answer lies in the profound and fundamental psychological brokenness that lies beneath the mask. According to psychologists, the narcissist's charm is not an authentic part of their personality. It is a mask built for psychological survival. It is a tool, a weapon, a carefully crafted performance designed to gain admiration, love, and control. It is a way for them to get the external validation they so desperately need to survive. But they cannot, and they will not, be able to sustain it forever. The performance is simply too exhausting, and the reality of their true self is constantly trying to break through. This unraveling happens for a few key reasons. Their sense of self is fundamentally fragile. A narcissist's self-esteem is not internal. It is completely dependent on external validation. They do not possess a core sense of self-worth. They are like a house of cards, beautiful and seemingly stable from a distance, but one small gust of wind can send the entire structure crashing down. Their charming mask is the illusion that keeps this fragile structure from collapsing. And when the charm wears off, you are left with the cold, hard reality of their profound internal emptiness. This extreme fragility is the root cause of their controlling, manipulative, and abusive behavior. It is a last-ditch effort to prop up a self that is on the verge of total collapse. Their need for validation is endless. The constant stream of admiration, praise, and attention that a narcissist needs is called narcissistic supply, and their need for it is insatiable. It is a bottomless pit, a psychological vacuum that can never be filled. Their charming persona is the tool they use to get this supply. They will charm you, make you fall in love with them, and then they will begin to devalue you because they know that you are now a secure source of supply and they no longer have to work for it. When a supply is threatened, when you pull away, or when you stop giving them the adoration they demand, they will panic. The rage and the chaos that you witness is a direct result of their profound internal panic and their desperate need to get that supply back. When a mask slips, their true insecurities spill out. The anger, the control, the manipulation, and the gaslighting are not random acts of cruelty. They are a direct result of their profound inner turmoil. They are lashing out because they are in a state of psychological breakdown. Their charming mask is a shield that hides their true self. A person who is deeply insecure, profoundly ashamed, and terrified of being abandoned. When the mask slips, they do not have the emotional regulation, the empathy, or the maturity to handle those feelings in a healthy way. Instead, their insecurities spill out in the form of control, anger, and manipulation, a desperate attempt to regain power and to get you back in line. Think of it like this. The charming phase is the bait, a powerful and seductive illusion. The chaos is their reality, a painful and terrifying revelation of who they really are. There is no other person waiting to come back. The person you're seeing now is the person who is always there. Question for you. Are you still hoping the charming version will come back? If so, remember, that version never truly existed. It was a strategy, a performance designed to get you hooked. This is the stage that most people don't talk about, the stage that is often so confusing and so painful that it leaves you completely unmoored. This is when the narcissist begins to completely unravel. Up until this point, the narcissist has been in control, but when you stop feeding their ego, when you set boundaries, or when you begin pulling away, their control begins to slip, and their mask doesn't just slip, it shatters. The rage, the victimhood, the smear campaign, and the hoovering that you will witness are not random acts. They're a predictable, profound, and terrifying psychological collapse. Here's what often happens when narcissists' mask shatters. They rage. This is often the first, most visceral, and most terrifying response you will see. A narcissist's rage is not like a normal person's anger. It is a primitive, explosive, and uncontrolled response to a narcissistic injury. It is an outburst of pure psychological panic. Their rage is not meant to be a productive part of an argument. It is a last-ditch effort to scare you, to intimidate you back into compliance, and to force you to abandon your own needs and your own boundaries. They're not raging at you. They're raging at the profound feeling of powerlessness that you're causing them to feel. This rage is not about you. It is about their own profound internal chaos. They play the victim. Suddenly, and with no warning, they will shift from explosive anger to tearful victimhood. They will tell you that you are the one who has mistreated them. They will rewrite history to paint themselves as the one who is misunderstood, abandoned, and abused. And you, the person who has been wounded, are now the abuser. This is a powerful form of manipulation designed to trigger your empathy, to make you feel guilty for their pain, and to force you to abandon your own feelings and rush back to their side to console them. It is a desperate and calculated act designed to regain control of the narrative and to get a powerful hit of narcissistic supply. They smear you. To protect their perfect public image, a narcissist will launch a vicious and unhinged smear campaign against you. They will spread lies to your friends, family, co-workers, and even your own children. They will paint you as crazy, as unstable, as a person who is mentally unwell. The goal of this smear campaign is twofold. First, they want to destroy your reputation so that you will be isolated, so that no one will believe you when you try to tell your story. And second, they are preemptively defending their own perfect image. They're trying to get ahead of the story and to make sure that if you ever try to expose them, no one will believe you. They beg or hoover. When a narcissist feels that they have truly lost you, when they have exhausted all of their other tactics, they will move into the hoovering phase. They will come back with promises of change, with tears, and with grand declarations of love. This is a desperate and final attempt to pull you back in, to get you to re-engage with them as a source of supply. Their promises are not a sign of genuine change. They are a sign of their profound psychological panic. They are not afraid of losing you as a person. They're terrified of losing control over you and the supply that you provide. This is the moment when you see the truth of their fear, and it is the moment when you are at your most powerful. And this is where you see the truth. Narcissists don't fear losing you. They fear losing control over you. So, what can you do once you recognize this devastating pattern? Once you realize that the person you fell in love with was just a charming mask, and that the chaos you were experiencing is the reality? The first step is to stop making excuses for them and to start protecting yourself. Your healing begins the moment you stop hoping for them to change and start taking action to reclaim your own life. You are not powerless in this situation. You have profound control over your own peace and your own sanity. Psychologists who specialize in this kind of trauma recommend a few key, non-negotiable steps to protect yourself. First, you must trust the red flags. Don't rewrite the story to protect them. You have seen the red flags from the very beginning, the too fast commitment, the too intense flattery, the subtle comments that made you feel a little uneasy. But you rationalized them away because the charming mask was so alluring. Now, you must make a conscious decision to stop making excuses for their behavior and to start listening to your own profound intuition. A red flag is a warning, a piece of crucial information. It is telling you something is profoundly wrong. Your job is to believe it, to trust it, and to use it as a guide toward your own freedom and your own peace. Second, you must separate words from actions. A narcissist is a master of empty promises and beautiful words. Their words are a performance, an attempt to keep you hooked. Their actions are the truth. You must make a conscious, deliberate effort to stop listening to what they say and to start looking at what they do. Do their promises of change align with their consistent, long-term behavior? Do their words of love align with their actions of contempt, control, and gaslighting? The only thing you can trust is a consistent pattern of positive, loving, and respectful behavior. Empty promises don't equal change. They are simply another form of manipulation. This simple rule is the key to breaking the cycle and to finally seeing the truth. Third, you must set boundaries. A narcissist sees a boundary as a profound challenge to their power, an act of rebellion that they will not tolerate. But your boundaries are not for them. They are for you. Their chaos and their emotional volatility do not belong in your life. You must set firm, non-negotiable boundaries around their behavior. This might mean you will no longer tolerate their gaslighting. It might mean you will walk away from their rages. It might mean you will no longer engage with their attempts to control you. Setting a boundary is a profound act of self-love. It is a way of telling them and yourself that you are worthy of peace, that their chaos has no place in your life, and that you are no longer a willing participant in their destructive game. Fourth, you must build support. The profound isolation that a narcissistic relationship creates is one of its most insidious and dangerous tools. The narcissist works tirelessly to isolate you from your friends and family so that you have no one to confide in, no one to give you a reality check. You must counteract this. You must build a strong, trusted support system. This might mean talking to a therapist who understands narcissistic abuse. It might mean confiding in a trusted friend or family member. It might mean joining a support group for survivors of narcissistic abuse. Having a support system is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound and unshakable source of strength. It is a way of grounding yourself in a reality that is not their chaos, but your truth. And finally, you must choose yourself. This is the ultimate, most profound, and most important step. Healing begins the moment you stop waiting for them to become someone they're not, and you start choosing yourself, your own peace, and your own happiness. You are not responsible for their brokenness. You're not responsible for fixing them. You are responsible for healing yourself. This is the moment when you stop living in their story and you start living your own. This is the moment of true liberation, when you finally understand that your worth is not dependent on their approval, and your happiness is not dependent on their love. This is the moment when you take the power back. Because real love doesn't unravel. It grows steadier and deeper with time. It is built on trust, on mutual respect, and on consistent, loving action. So, from charm to chaos, this is how narcissists unravel. The journey is painful, confusing, and profoundly disorienting. But now you have the clarity to understand what happened to you. You understand that the charming mask, no matter how beautiful it was just a performance. It may have sparkled at first, but eventually it always cracks, and the true, broken, and fragile person underneath is revealed. Remember this, and never, ever forget it. You don't lose when you walk away from a narcissist. You win. They're the ones who lose. They lose the moment you stop being their supply, the moment you choose your own peace, and the moment you refuse to play their game any longer. They lose because they are forever trapped in their own profound emptiness, forever chasing a source of validation they can never get. If this video gave you clarity, if it validated your experience, and if it gave you the courage to choose yourself, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support not only helps this channel to continue this work, it could be the lifeline someone else desperately needs today. It could be the very thing that helps them to understand that their reality is real, that their feelings are valid, and that they are not alone. Stay aware, stay strong, and remember, you are worthy of peace, safety, and a love that never, ever turns into chaos.